I went into the wing. I'm sorry, but the wing has been partially amputated. I am now calling this a tattered butterfly, and Tim Holtz should have a line of tattered butterflies. It's possible he already does, but my ignorance to the crafting world, I don't know if he does, and my apologies to you, sir, for calling this a tattered butterfly when very well could be trademarked and I could be sued. Oh my gosh, this is so stressful. So I think I have everything I need this time. Like, I went around and I picked all the stuff that I like. Ooh, I see something else. Totally use that. Okay. Oh yeah, maybe this too. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. Dress inks, some pretty stamps I like, this super freaking awesome clearance die that I got at Tuesday morning. The tool weeder thingy for the dies, scissors, some glue dot crap, a stamp, a blender, an ink blender for the distress inks, some paint brushes, paper cutter, this die set by Momenta. Should you see this paper? And I do have some water standing by with some baby wipes. My Sisik's Big Kick die cutting and embossing machine. So I'm gonna make the card out of this and have this as my front. I don't know what part, but I'll figure it out. It's almost 11 inches. Basically, we're gonna cut this to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. No, the final piece is gonna be 4 1/4 by 5 or something. I don't know. Do you see what I did here? I wrote on here, but the last time I used that to cut, it didn't work very well. It's never even. What am I doing wrong? I scored it the right direction. Nope, I didn't. I didn't score it the right direction. This is the card, and it's not even. It's not even. I did it wrong again. Dang it. Well, I guess I have 2 cards that are folded the wrong way. I gotta get another piece of paper. Well, here's the second attempt. We'll see if I did this right. Oh, for gosh sakes. I did it wrong again. No matter what I do, it's wrong. Either way I do it, it doesn't do it right. So I guess I have all these little cards now. And look it's not even. Oh, it drives me crazy. They're all gonna be janky. Okay, so now here comes the hard part because I don't know how to use this paper cutter thing. Now I have to figure out how I want this card, and it has to fit on this without looking janky. I suppose I could just trace it out and then cut smaller strips, but I would like to do it the technical way because that would show how smart I am, but I don't think it's gonna happen. 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So I think 4 by 5 1/4 will work. But the trick is, now I actually have to figure out how to cut it that way. Oh, look at it! That's so cool. It looks like I really meant to do that. So now I'm at 4 by 5 1/4. Oh my God, it's like amazing. I did it. Beautiful, magnificent Sisik's Big Kick. Can it get any better than this? Well, maybe it can. I don't know. This is what I want to use. It's a Tim Holtz alteration on the edge die. I did this on another video that I'll link to when I was trying out my Tim Holtz Distress Ink Kit. And I love this. And I think it'll look amazing next to this, you know, and then we'll just like spruce it up with a little bit of green, like paint or something. If I put water on here though, it's gonna activate the ink because this is a water activated ink. That's how these little swatches were made, which I'll link to the video above so that you can check that out if you're interested. I think that's gonna look okay. I think it will. So I'm not gonna do anything to this just yet. But I'm gonna put this on here. I'm gonna put the dark side down so that it's on the bottom and the top of the trees are more light. So this is where I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put this so that it's facing down on the die, so when the die stamps it and goes squash, it'll round the corners of the paper as it squishes down. Because if I did it this way and it squashed down, the edges of the paper would be like pointed up at me. So for the big die, remove your extended multi-purpose platform, get your cutting plates. That's what these are. Now I want to make sure that both of my plates go in at the same time because I have been burned here on that. Cranking it, here comes, choo choo. Oh, it doesn't make a cut down. I see, because it's like a border. Duh! Oh my god. Use this tool. I know they make something called the circuit weeder tool, which I will link to in the description below. Come on now. You know what? Forget this tool. It's getting so pretty. Look at that. Gosh, I'm glad I got that die. Oh, I'm so happy. I mean, $7.99 when you're buying a bunch of other stuff, I think that's a little high, you know? And I know it's not high considering what these dies actually cost. I'm not trying to rip you off, Tim. I'm not. I'm just, you know, I'm just trying to get by. I'm just trying to get by. I'm a crafter. I have needs. I have dreams. I want to retire someday. And Tuesday morning, and your dies, they just don't help this situation. This is amazing, and I love it. For these, I'm gonna cut on I'm gonna use my extended multi-purpose platform, and this is considered a thinlet. Oh, that's so cool. Ping! Oh, for God's sakes. I thought it would look good right here. And I was thinking about doing this, but it's almost too much for the card. So, I mean, maybe I think it's important that we have all pieces done before I move forward with anything. Well, what I'm gonna do is put this stuff aside for now and just be like, yeah, these are all the pieces that I want to use to possibly make this card, but I'm not sure if I want to use the pieces I picked out just yet. I'm gonna make sure that when I'm using my ink, I have something else down in order to move forward with what I want to do. I would like to use these 3 inks by Tim Holtz, the antique linen. If you're getting a card from me, that means I love your guts big time. Cause this shit is hard. It's a vintage photo color. Oh crap, but I put it on the wrong pad. Now my pad is all contaminated. I gotta get that off of there. Gosh, you can kind of see I'm not doing very good with trying to get this like blended or anything. Cause I know I'm gonna come back with water and just spritz the crap out of it and do monolitho printing. So I really don't care. I just want a base down. Now I'm gonna do the darkest one that I have a base down. This is actually like blending a little better. I'm gonna spritz and flick. Okay, we're gonna spritz and flick. That's what they said. That's how we're supposed to do it. Spritz and flick. It's like forming these little white dots everywhere. Look at that! Look at this. Look at it was sprayed. So here's where the spray stuff must have hit it. That's why you spray your hands first and then flick it. And look at, you can kind of see where I flicked it. So I guess there's a method to the madness. Take your ink and you like squish it all over this acetate stuff, and then you spritz the ink on the acetate, 2 spritz on there. Then you take this thing, scoop it up, and now look, pick up all that. I'm just gonna dab it on there. I'm not gonna like pull it through. We dabbed this time instead of just dragged it, and that's what I got. I got action on there. That's like texture and action. As that dries, it's gonna look even cooler. And then I could take this and do that. Yeah, I like that. Then I could really like just put this out like that on the front and maybe use some of my butterfly stamps. I am experimenting. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I am gonna use that blue. This ink matches the best, and I'm gonna use a blue and this yellow. I think those are gonna be the best ones. So I'm gonna just have this beautifulness all over here. I'm gonna smudge these together, and maybe I should, oh crap, now I got it all over this pad. I'm sure I could have used like a makeup sponge. I didn't take out my paints and my watercolors because I can do anything with those, but I'm trying to limit myself to these items so that I learn different techniques and not always do the same thing. Because as artists, sometimes we get in a little rut and we don't challenge ourselves to doing something different. Now I just spritzed and flicked. Ooh, the other ink is kind of reacting, not really. Do you see that? It's kind of, we'll just let that sit there for a bit. So some time has passed and it's not really doing a whole lot, really. I mean, the distress ink is, yes, but the other stuff is not. I think I'm gonna spritz this a little bit, and then I'm gonna pick up whatever is left on the mat and just, you know, see, it just changes the whole look of the piece. I just love it. Just keep going back and picking up more ink and more ink. I want her to have a little bit more yellow. Isn't that cute? These are gonna have little splashes of different things. I am rocking it. I don't think you're supposed to rock it. But I did get a better impression. In order to like make this beautiful and the way I want it to be, I have to cut these out. Well, that's as good as it's gonna get. I like that. Foam tape, and you need foam dots. Foam dots are thicker than foam tape. This is Elmer's foam tape. This is like real thin, but it gives it a little bit of dimension. And these are way higher. So in order for me to create a little bit different dimensions with these, because I don't want them flying all at the same height. I'm sure like this big honker here, he's probably closer to you. So he needs to be like popped out. And I'm gonna pop out a little dot. I use the whole thing. Like I'll pop out a dot, but then I'll use half of the dot, and then I'll cut part of this part off and use that. I mean, I'm sure that's not how they're meant to be, but I don't care. I'm cheap. The thing that I think is important is like these edges that I just cut are now all white. And because the butterfly is not white, I want the edges to be like, oh, that's too dark too. And yet I continue to use it. I'm just getting out this because that's gonna soften the crazy that I just did to this butterfly. Poor guy. Now, I'm hoping this looks better with the edging on it. If it doesn't, then you'll just have to say, Jackie, you did all that stuff for no good reason. And you wasted your time. That's all right. I do a good job wasting my time. So we got that done. Now they're allowed to be on the paper. Thinking this one wants to be like smaller. It's more far away in my brain. So that's what's happening. So I'm gonna use the smaller foam tape. And this one has to go in that little white space that was especially made for it. See how that creates a little bit different dimension on the piece? I don't know if you can see that, but the one's higher than the other. There. One's gonna be like over here, and he's like, I'm confused. Where's home? Dad, wait up. So he's like going all the way down this way, and all these other guys are like going that way. So these are all my pieces. And I still have to stamp one more thing. But I think I want to assemble the inside before I put this on the outside and possibly wreck it. So here we go. Sticky thumb. I'm going to try this as the inside because this is a heavier cardstock and this stuff is sticky. You don't want to touch it, but I kind of do right now. I kind of want to touch it, but I'm not gonna. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start like this. I'm gonna put it together, start right in the crease, make sure that it's equal distance from either side. I'm gonna push that down. Then I'm gonna take this and then push this on this side and see what happens. Oh, it looks okay. See, on either side I have a little border and I got it in the crease so it folds pretty decent. I'll have to trim that up. It's even! I did something right. She's not even gonna know I made it. I want to do it slightly up. So in order to do that, I would like to use some foam tape. All right, here we go. This is it. I'm trying to line it up the best I can. I'm going in. Let's see what it looks like. Oh yeah, so cool. So I'm thinking about thinking of you right there, and I would like to put Discover down here. And I like it. I think it's pretty, but it does need some color, so I'm gonna put that down there. Ah! I can save it. Oh man, that really bums me out. I distressed this a little bit and I broke the R. It's broken, but I'm gonna try and fix it because I don't want to take out this big kick and redo everything. Well, it's covered and I didn't have to do a whole lot of painstaking work. I can't wait until I get a fine tip applicator. Oh, you know what? It's just staying where it is. I can't move it. You know what? She's just gonna have to deal with a crooked. It's just crooked. That's it. So there's the inside. Is that dry? No, that's not dry. Oh. No, it's still not dry. Ugh. I think I'm just gonna tape that down. This is the front of the card, and then you open it up to your glorious Discover. Thinking of you. We're gonna flip this over. We're gonna use the archival ink for this. Yay! $1 million of love. So that's on the back, this is on the front, and this is in the center and the inside. So thanks a lot for joining me today. I had a ton of fun making this card, and I can't wait to give it to its recipient. Thank you, Tim Holtz, for your beautiful dies and your beautiful ink. Can't wait to make another one. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this, and give this a thumbs up if you like what you see. Leave a comment below and tell me what you think of the products that I used, or show me something you've made. I'd love to see it. Until the next time, I love you guts and have a great day. Bye!